So now we are going to log in with Oracle Apps first of all. So here we can go to choose our responsibility. So in this responsibility we work with that respected RFQ. The navigation is RFQ, RFQs, RFQ and quotations, RFQ. It is the navigation which is follow and will be create the RFQs. Will be create the RFQs. So here click on that. Then now we are going to create the RFQ. So we have three types of RFQs: standard, catalog and bid. Okay, then first we work with the standard RFQ. So in this standard RFQ, then here we are going to specify the status is active. Okay, and now in this process, then but here we don't have the buyer because of we are not define any buyer in this organization. So what we do? We are going to define the buyer first. Okay. Go to define the buyer. Setup, personal, define the buyers. So already I told you we worked on how to define the buyer also. Just we are going to add a buyer. So here also I want to add the buyer is same person. Okay. So the person is JPP 9 employee. There are two employers are there. In that two employees we select the second one. So now this person is working like as a buyer. Save the records. Now we can check it whether the person is add as a buyer. Now this person is available as a buyer. Save the records. Now we close it and check it in our RFQ. Automatically it will become as a buyer. Okay, and here we can choose the status is active and standard. Then here we are going to specify the information. So here we have enter a close date for this RFQ. So why we want to give the close date for this RFQ means, suppose say example today we are asking the quotation from the suppliers, but the supplier does not respond our RFQ and doesn't send the any quotation. So how many days we want to wait for that quotation? So here we are going to specify the closing date. So on so date we close the information. So automatically the respected supplier is going to respond our RFQ and send the quotation within the close date. That is the reason we should specify the close date. 20th is my close date, right? The next here we can go to specify the type. So we can choose the goods and item is, this is the item we are going to choose. First item. Always we can choose the first item. And here now in this point of time, observe this one, how many sessions we have? This is the headers, this is the lines, and we have the currency information. So which currency? Okay, INR, and terms and condition. What is your terms and condition? Then we are going to specify payment terms, 30 days net. Okay, then we have several terms is there and 5 terms. What is the 5 terms? So to which is the 5 terms? Suppose say example vendors pay. Okay, vendors pay are, there are so many. Then now I am going to choose the cash on delivery. Once we receive the items, then we pay the cash amount. And carrier, so we don't have a carrier, not a problem. Foot on board, so who is the responsible for our missing items, whatever it may be, then that is the reason. Vendor responsibility, seizures for that. Okay, whatever it may be, then I'm going to specify destination point. Note to supplier. If any case supplier information we can specify here. Okay. Next, we can go to specify the price breaks. Price breaks means here we can ask the some discount from the suppliers, because of standard means we can purchase the only once. So suppose say example in our organization we want to purchase the projector. The projector we cannot possible to purchase this projector every day, every month, every year. We can purchase the only one projector for lifetime. Okay, or else server machines. Server machine. This type of products we are going to purchase only once. Okay, in this point of time we can ask to that person. Okay, then we purchase the one quantity. We purchase the one quantity, or else depends upon our. So this price, okay, is we are not to specify this price, because the price is going to decided by the supplier people. We clearly specify the people we purchase the one quantity and how much discount you can provide. How much discount we can provide. So here we can ask or we cannot ask, but the people is going to decide it to us. Then here we are going to ask 2% of discount. In the entire total price we are asking the people 2% of discount, but the discount criteria is decided by the supplier. The price information also decided by the supplier. Just we are going to ask the supplier how much discount you can provide while going to purchase this item from your shop. From your shop, right? Then now once it is completed, now we are going to click on save. We are going to save. Then here approval levels. Have you see this one? Receipt routing. Okay, we have three routings, right? So direct, standard and inspection. So direct is indicate two-way method, standard is indicate three-way method, and inspection is indicate four-way method. We have a separate class for that, not a problem there. Now we are going to clearly ask the price breaks to that respected supplier. So here, now you tell me how many sessions we have. Header session, line session, this is the price break session. In this price break, entire information is there, which are the terms and currency, everything will be available here. So 3 sessions. We have 3 sessions are there in RFQ. Now we save the records. Then once we save this one, transaction complete, 3 record applied and saved. And also here observe this one. Observe this one. Now this respected RFQ, once it is completed, we want to send this RFQ to suppliers. We want to send this RFQ to suppliers. Right now, have you defined any supplier in this organization? We don't have, right? In our multi-org structure, we don't have any suppliers. So what we do? We want to create a new suppliers and come back to the same form, and we'll be going to send into the suppliers. So here we have a option. We have a option. Then now we can close this one and go to create a suppliers. Supply base suppliers. So now time being, I'm going to create 3 suppliers. I'm going to create 3 suppliers. Create a new supplier. Then here I am going to give the organization name as a supplier name, JPP 9 supplier 1, JPP 9 supplier 1. Now click on apply. Already you know that what are the base table for this suppliers. Okay. Yes. Now the supplier is created, then supplier number is generated. Supplier number is generated. So here the respected, okay, we want to create the address book. So entire instance of the supplier is created. That is the reason we are getting the 31 number. Then now we want to create the supplier site. Then here you can give India. Then now I'm going to give JPP 9 1/JPP 9. Then India. Yes. So address name is JPP 9. So this is the first supplier. Okay, this is the first supplier. This supplier have several sites, maybe JPP 9 Hyderabad. So supplier 1 Hyderabad. Our site name is JPP 9 supplier 1 Hyderabad. Now we are going to specify purchasing and payment. Don't specify the RFQ. If you are going to check this checkbox, RFQ is override the purchasing and payment. What is the meaning of that? If you check this checkbox, this supplier is applicable for only RFQ. We cannot purchase items from that suppliers. Because of RFQ is override the payment session and purchase session. Okay. Then here in this point of time, now we are going to click on continue. Yes. Now this respected supplier is applicable for this operating unit. Right now we are configure only one operating unit. Whenever we are going to configure the multiple operating unit, at the time this all operating unit is going to show us. Okay. Now click on select, click on apply. So the respected supplier is having one site. Next I want to create one more supplier site. India to JPP 9. So again here we can specify Bangalore, India. Address 9 is JPP 9 supplier 1 and Bangalore, BGR. Purchasing payment. Two sites. The same manner we are going to choose the one more site. Yeah. Chennai and India and Tamil Nadu. Address name is JPP 9 supplier 1 Chennai. Supplier 1 have the multiple sites. Okay. So total that supplier is applicable for 3 sites. 3 sites are applicable for course operating unit. Okay. Now we are going to create one more supplier. Now we want to create one more supplier. Right now we have only one supplier. Then listen. Next we want to create one more supplier. Total I want to create 3 suppliers. Total I want to create 3 suppliers. Again go to same form, will be creating a new supplier. So JPP 9 supplier 2. JPP 9 supplier 2. So this is the second supplier, and go to address book. I want to create a new supplier site. So India, address line 1 is 4 by JPP 9. So here again we have Hyderabad, India, yes. Address name is JPP 9S2. Supplier to Hyderabad. Supplier to Hyderabad. Purchasing payments. This supplier to is applicable for same operating unit. So now this supplier is having only one site. And next, okay, we can go to create one more site for the same supplier. India and 5 JPP 9 city Bangalore, India. Address name is JPP 9 supplier to Bangalore. Purchasing payments. Click on continue. Now okay, we select it. So this supplier is having two sites. Now we close this and will be creating a lost supplier. Organization name JPP 9 supplier 3. Click on apply. This is the supplier 3 and go to address book and will be create. So here India and Hyderabad, India. So again we want to create the last supplier site, and here address name is JPP 9 S3 supplier 3 Hyderabad. Now click on continue. So it is also applicable for operating unit. So right now we define 3 suppliers. One supplier have, first supplier have 3 sites, second supplier have 2 sites, third supplier have 1 site. Again, once it is completed, now we are going to assign these suppliers in our RFQ, right? Go to RFQ form. Here we can specify, we can retrieve our RFQ information. Our RFQ number is 1. There. Now we retrieve the RFQ information. Once we retrieve this RFQ information, this RFQ also we have 3 levels. So definitely this information is going to store from backend how many tables? 3 tables. Let us now we check it. Go to open the toad. Okay. So here we are going to retrieve the data. This RFQ information is going to store PO header solve. This RFQ information is going to store PO header solve, where the segment, the RFQ number is going to store in segment 1. But here system is going to retrieve a lot of records which are applicable for the same segment number 1, right? So how we are going to retrieve our operating unit data? RID 7931. This is our operating unit. Now we are going to retrieve our RFQ information. Here clearly shows type lookup code is RFQ. Which RFQ? Whether it is a standard RFQ or catalog RFQ or bid RFQ. We have a proper column is there. Code to type lookup code is indicate it is a standard RFQ. Next, now I want to find out the another session, means next level. This level is capture which information? Item information. So now we are going to capture start from PO lines all. Here we can give the PO header ID 111306. This is the item is clearly shows which item we are going to purchase it. The link is item ID. If you want to retrieve the item name, you can use that PO line locations all, where PO line ID. So in this line locations table, we can capture the price breaks. So we have a price breaks information, right? That price breaks information is going to capture in this line locations table. Here we can give the line ID. The line ID is 174235. And here we are going to find out the a proper price breaks information. Here the terms and condition information also there. So what is the price break? Price discount, right? Here. Unit of measure and quantity and the respected price information. Quantity, okay? And also we can go to find out the terms and conditions. So here we have a food on board and freight terms, okay, but we cannot find out the payment terms. So here we have a payment terms, freight terms and food on board, okay, but in back end it is show us food on board, freight terms, and also payment terms is indicate the terms ID, okay. So, but the terms ID is there, but we don't have the payment terms names. So, these terms information is going to store in AP terms table. AP terms, it is not a table, it is a view. AP terms TL. So, here we can give the term ID equal to what is the term ID? 10002. Done. Okay. Now let us check it in here. Right. So in this point of time, we are going to find out the tables from backend. These tables are reflected for this RFQ. But right now we didn't send this RFQ to suppliers. Now we want to send this RFQ to suppliers. Then go to suppliers button. Here we are going to specify the suppliers. So how many suppliers we have? 3 suppliers. It is going to show us all suppliers. Now we are going to choose the a proper supplier. Supplier 1, supplier 2, supplier 3. Then now we are going to choose the first supplier, okay, and also I am going to raise one more supplier 2. Then here I am going to specify second Bangalore. First supplier Hyderabad, second supplier Bangalore, third supplier also I am going to specify Hyderabad. Directly it will come. So now I am going to send this RFQ to 3 suppliers, and also each and every supplier have different sites. First supplier Hyderabad side, second supplier Bangalore side, third supplier Hyderabad side. Then now we are going to save the records. Once we are going to complete this one, this information is going to stored in some other table. So what is the table is? The table is PO RFQ vendors. This is the table is capture the which is the to whom we want to send the RFQ. To which suppliers we send it. So how we can go to find out? Here we have a PO header ID. The PO header ID will be retrieved from this our RFQ number. Okay, we have a header ID 111306. Now it is show us 3 records. This RFQ will be sent into the 3 suppliers. Okay, with the help of these IDs, we can go to get the names from AP suppliers tables. Here it is show us IDs only. It doesn't show us names. If you retrieve the names, you can go to AP suppliers table and retrieve the names from that tables. Clear? So this is the way we are possible to create the standard RFQs. All of you clear? Okay. So these are the front end access and this is the back end tables. These are the 5 tables are required for this one. But when we develop the query, we are going to use lot of tables and join the tables and develop a proper report.